So hello, I'm Naomi. I'm here with the whole partnership and with Ben Yeger and Millie Sinclair to explore our upcoming online course, From Stuckness to Flow, a systemic approach to transforming conflict. We're going to do a bit of an exploration here today. I am slightly laying myself open here for a bit of an experiment. We're going to see if through a conversation with Ben, I'm able to shed some new light on a conflict that I have quite live for me at the moment. So I think I'm going to sit back and hand over to Ben. Ben. Hi, Millie.
Thanks, Naomi, and thanks very much for being willing to have a go at this. So first of all, just tell me, you might not want to mention any names, just the ingredients of what's this situation that you're finding yourself in.
Yeah, actually, I feel that I am a bit nervous in this moment. Feels a little bit exposing to talk about something like this. So
Just before we start, Naomi, just make sure you got your feet on the ground and you're feeling your connection to the chair that you're sitting on, and that you just check in with your body, just quickly just go through your body, see that you're centered, present with yourself, breathing, make sure you're breathing at a kind of regular pace so that you can approach it from a solid, held place before you share anything. Yeah. So when you're ready, just share with me whatever needs to be shared about what is this story of conflict that you're working with.
so I'm bringing something that is probably what I would see as a systemic issue, but it really gets triggered in me personally in a way that I don't understand why it's so strong. I basically really strongly judge people that drop litter. I really can't stand people that do that. It makes me feel so angry, and I feel powerless to affect the kind of change that I would like to see.
Okay.
I have once confronted somebody who dropped litter, and when I thought about it afterwards, I thought, oh, I probably just shamed that person, rather than creating a dialogue that might have changed their behavior.
So how did you feel when you did that?
Well, I felt there was a way in which I felt powerful and stronger because I'd actually spoken something that I feel so strongly about.
Yeah.
Um,
So what we would be looking for in this short time ambition to speak about it as opposed to completely, it would be what is it inside you that it gets triggered about the litter and about the people who, and what part of you needs caring for that is kind of feeling judgmental about the litter dropper. Now, what part of the litter dropper is inside you that needs taken care of? So, and again, we'd be looking at the the drama triangle of the victim, persecutor, and rescuer. Where are you on that triangle when you criticize that person or when you feel that kind of anger about it? Would you say, where do you think you might be?
well, that's interesting actually, because I think I suddenly become the perpetrator.
Uh-huh.
Because that's what I feel like. If I could really do what I want to do, then I'd go over and I'd probably shout at that person and
Yeah.
be violent towards them in my language. So I become the perpetrator, but I don't express it. It's just what's inside within me.
So I would say that maybe there's a kind of a journey between the rescuer and the perpetrator. So there's you're trying to save the world,
Mm.
and then you want to attack somebody who's not doing it right. Um, so what I would invite you to do, and this could be for your next time when you see somebody dropping litter, so I'm not going to do it now, is that you call on two archetypal characters who are going to resource you to have another response to this, which takes more care both of the litter dropper and of the litter dropper inside you. Um, so I would call in, instead of the perpetrator, the warrior who sees that dropping litter on the ground is not okay, but wants to involve the other person and the part inside you who can take responsibility for their own litter making. So the warrior is the brave warrior would be called in here. And instead of the rescuer, the wise elder, the wise guide. So the wise guide who sees and acknowledges all that is, as opposed to saying this is right, this is wrong, but this is saying this is what's going on. I can see there's litter being dropped. Then the warrior can step in and say, you know what, it'd be great if we could just pick up this litter together and not create this this continuous mess that we're living in the world. To take it in a kind of more systemic, more even wider out. That would be my proposition, to work with those two resourcing characters.
Interesting. Can I continue? Because
Sure.
I notice even as you speak that there is also the part of me that's the victim, that wants that just feels helpless, like, oh, why is this happening to me or to my world? It's so awful, and wants to cry and through my grief for the other to understand and to change their behavior.
I'm really glad that you brought the victim into this, because of course all three of them appear whenever we get into a situation where we're separating from an experience of some sort, which happens in a very small way here for you. And so the invitation would be that alongside the victim, the support to resource the victim to not remain in that place would be the curious child. So calling in your curiosity about what else could be a response here, what other story can we find a way to tell here, so that we resource the potential actually transforming this picture of littering, this event of littering, so that we are curious, we have clarity, and we have presence. So curiosity from the child, presence and clarity from the brave warrior, and presence of mind and heart from the wise guide. Hope that's useful as you go along.
So do I.
Next time you walk down the street and look at that litter.
I'm going to have my eyes open, waiting for somebody to test this.
Good luck.
Thank you, Ben. That was very interesting. Did you have anything to add, Millie?
No, I loved. Yeah, no, that was really interesting. Thank you so much, both of you. Fantastic.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I really appreciate that little exploration. So I hope that we have ignited your curiosity, and maybe your brains are worrying about conflicts that you might like to come and explore with us in this online course. We start on the 11th of November, 5 weeks, 5 afternoons, here in the company of dear Ben and dear Millie. Do have a look at the links below to find out more. Thanks.